first things first. Let's talk about Sony finally. No Valentine's news. You'd think they'd say, our Valentine is the gamers. They totally didn't.
Or at least Mary Jane. Like, come on.
All right, so there's like two folds to this PlayStation news. I'll just go first with the one I technically picked, but kind of more. No, actually, I'm gonna pick the one I picked for George because it's the title of the video. So sorry, George. Anyway, PlayStation isn't releasing any major first-party games before March 2025, which is 3 months of nothing. We had, although what's it called? It just came out. What is the game we just came out?
Helldivers.
Helldivers, thank you. Absolutely amazing game. Love it. 10 out of 10. But it's not a major first-party game, right? I mean, it's not. It's Helldivers. You wouldn't consider Helldivers major,
It's not a major, no.
Right. So up until March 2025, I'm not sure if I made that point earlier. So until next year, 3 months into next year, we're not going to be getting anything like huge. So no God of War, which, okay. Nope. Spider-Man, which, okay, makes sense. But I assume we're going to get DLC. Ratchet and Clank, I think there was a document saying they wouldn't plan for it again until like 2030. Right?
Yeah.
Didn't we? Yeah. Didn't talk about that. Ghost of Tsushima, I was expecting a sequel by like this year.
They're working on it. They announced they're working on it and the movie for it. So it's like all in the works for it.
Right.
But you're getting more Ghost of Sushi Cow content. You're just going to have to wait for it a little bit.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like this could have been. There's huge Xbox news that we could have talked about, but by the time this episode releases, they'll already have talked about it. But this could have been the year that they came back and PlayStation 0 games. But I guess Xbox still has 0 games, so they're going for
Sony's so cocky. They're like, we don't need to release anything for the year and still win. It's like, what? What do you mean?
Yes, you do. You know what I'd love to see? Little Big Planet 4.
Dude, right?
Yeah.
If you're not going to release these banger, like, massive games anymore, give me the, like, small titles again. Bring me back to, like, Sly Cooper and, Little Big Planet. Give me Killzone again. Like, I'm sick of Horizon. Guerrilla needs to work on Killzone again. Get, like, Sony an actual first-person shooter that doesn't suck.
Another Sony game that I would love to see brought back?
Resistance. I know. I'm reading your mind.
I mean, Resistance, Infamous.
Oh, God, yeah. Infamous. Sucker Punch. Stop working on Ghost of Takawaki or whatever Rob said and go back to Infamous.
How did you get Takawaki out of Sushi Cow? What?
Yeah, Sushi Cow. Exactly. So, like, I don't know. That's a good... Well, Sucker Punch is literally in a standstill with that because they have Sly Cooper and Infamous in the back burner, like, held hostage, and they just, like, refuse to go back to it because of Ghost of... what'd you say? Sucky Cow?
Sushi Cow.
Sushi Cow. There we go.
Right. George, you were saying something? You're trying to chime in?
Oh, no, just that I would love for them to go back to, like, Infamous or, like, Sucker Punch, work on something. We have so many PlayStation exclusive titles that are just sitting on the back burner that Infamous would be a great series to reboot or rekindle. I know that the games have technically ended, but love to bring back just Jak and Daxter, like something. You have all of these IPs, just give us something new. Even if it's not a major release, right? Like a fully remastered Jak and Daxter collection for PS5, I'd buy it.
Like including the racing game and
of course
the racing game, the Daxter game for the PSP, and there was Final Frontiers. There was another just a racing game, and then there was Daxter. So I think there's like 3 total spinoffs, right?
I believe that
Final Frontiers, Jak Racing, and then Daxter.
Right. So there's in total like 6 Jak and Daxter games that they could bring over. I don't think they're ever gonna go back to these games because they now need like live service games or just like story, like emotionally deep story driven games like Last of Us. Although
we all know how well that happened.
Stop. Naughty Dog, let Jak and Daxter go. Come on, give it some love again.
They did recently say that like they have an idea for Last of Us Part 3.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah, me either.
It's a prequel to Last of Us Part 2, and Joel's still alive. That's The Last of Us Part 3.
Now it's gonna be like Lion King, where it's Lion King 1.5. It's gonna be Last of Us 1.5. You know?
Oh
like...
yeah, see, I'd be okay with that.
But yeah, like this year, this is a massive drought for PlayStation.
I don't get why. Did they say why? Like, what is the cause of this?
Sorry, guys. Microsoft ate up all the good exclusives. Better luck next year, I guess.
So they did have a quote, at least what's like in the article, regarding first-party software. We aim to continue to focus on producing high-quality works and developing live service games, but while major projects are currently under development, we do not plan to release any new major existing franchise titles next fiscal year, like God of War Ragnarok and Marvel's Spider-Man. And that was from Sony president, COO, and CFO Hiroki Totoki. So, no, basically it's like, yeah, we're working on stuff, but it's not coming this year. So Sony is relying exclusively on third-party stuff for 2024, like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
See, I feel like that's just poor planning. I feel like you could.
I just don't understand it. Like, why?
You could easily have, or I'm not sure about easily.
I mean,
but
if
like,
they want to take the time
to
to develop stuff, I'm all for it. But that seems really strange that they wouldn't have anything first-party coming out.
Right. It just seems like a really bad business move to not release anything in the year, right? You'd have at least one game, even if you have like Final Fantasy is being made by Square Enix as an exclusive and Silent Hill is being made by Konami as an exclusive. Like, guys, wouldn't you want to still have like a Sony game release this year?
They have a Sony game. It's called Destiny 2, and it's doing great.
No,
and
it's not.
And dude, it just got Mass Effect crossover. What do you mean? It's doing perfect.
Oh my god.
You know, dude, yeah, Destiny 2, guys. That's what's gonna keep PlayStation alive this year. You know? The Last Light, remember that? Last Light? It's like a flashlight or something? Or
it's coming out in May or something like that, I think.
Am I gonna lose all three of you to Destiny trades?
No.
I'm retired. I'm not going back.
Yeah, we quit. It's over.
That's just an abusive relationship just waiting to happen all over again. You couldn't pay me enough to go back to that game again.
What if it was... Oh, no, what, George?
Oh, no. I was just circling back in terms of what Totoki had to say about it all.
In terms of... Right. PlayStation's joking you.
No, so apparently, I'm not going to read the full thing, but he said that the people who work in the studios have a very high motivation, and they're highly motivated people. They're good people, and they have great creative minds and knowledge of live streaming. However, it basically comes down to the business aspect of it all, and he thinks that there's room for improvement. So specifically, money.
Money.
And I feel like we're not going to learn anything until after April, when he assumes full control of the position that he's replacing. Because the guy's not out until April 1st. So
really?
like Jim Ryan, the interim CEO. So
I thought Jim Ryan was the CEO.
Totoki is going to replace Jim Ryan as the interim CEO in April.
Okay.
And I feel like we're not going to get anything until April, where maybe he has, an entire month to go. All right, guys, we can't say that it's because we're not making money, but we're going to start losing more money because we're not releasing any first-party games, so nobody's going to buy our console. So what do we come up with in the meantime? And I feel like that's just where it is right now, is that PS5 sales have been going down, and I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Sony is another company that does a massive amount of layoffs too.
Which is weird because they apparently have 123 million PlayStation Network users, which means they're all paying for PlayStation Network, which would imply to me that they already got this stupid amount of money for a year. right?
Yeah,
Like
$80 minimum.
yeah, 80 right. So I don't see how they're bleeding that hard. I just feel like PlayStation or I'm not even sure it's just PlayStation, but basically, couldn't there have just been better communication? Like, not one game for a whole year. Like,
Yeah.
Rob, I understood you said before about how, like, oh, I appreciate game, like taking their time to develop games. I totally get that, but at the same time, like, not one. I feel like that's just not even a missed opportunity, just like a lack of communication and planning.
Yeah.
Because do a lot of games, well, a lot of games never really need like a year plus delay. It's usually by like a couple months on average. But I don't
Unless
know.
you're Cyberpunk, I guess.
No, Derek. They don't finish the game. They wait a few years and then you get the game. You buy the game, but then you get the game years later
Right.
after it's actually finished.
I don't get how they showed 30 minutes of Death Stranding 2 and that game's not ready. Like, come on, what were you selling me on then? The idea of it,
dude.
Yeah,
I don't want to think about that game. God.
Is that actually a first party game or is that another third party?
nah, Death Stranding's exclusive still. Oh, but it's not first party. Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
It's not Sony. It's not Sony Interactive Entertainment. It's It's Kojima Productions.
Dude, wait, Derek, do you not like Kojima?
Oh,
Wait, do you not like Kojima, or do you just not like how everyone jerks him off?
At this point, it's both. I just don't like him too.
Oh.
He just seems like a narcissistic douche.
Are we gonna get canceled because of Derek's mean
everybody's
comments?
gonna be mad.
Know. Right,
Kojima, come on.
So, sorry, PlayStation users, you're not gonna eat well this year unless Dragon Ball Tenkaichi Sparking Zero comes out, in which case you will be eating, even though it's not exclusive. Everyone will be on PlayStation to play it. So,
yeah.
Oh, you know what's releasing soon? That Demon Slayer party, Mario Party game. Did you remember that?
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know who's gonna buy that, but it just I don't know. It just seems stupid. I just wanted to bring that up. All right. So yeah, case in point, this is going to be a very, very dull year for PlayStation 5, or at least PlayStation in general. So good luck, everyone. Really? Nintendo's like prop to win this year.
No, Nintendo.
Oh, Sony Interactive Entertainment. It's not Sony first party.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure, and it's going to go into our next article, that they're going to be PC releases as well.
Yes, I believe.